market, at some point you're unwilling to tolerate this idea of a Trump put. Is there a threshold?
I think your question is so stupid. I mean, I think it's I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something. And we have.
I love that he just calls it like it is. This is why Trump got elected. Not only is he a smart businessman who has solutions, real solutions. That's what the left keeps falling short on, is solutions. All they have is criticisms of Donald Trump and lies about him. Just flat out lies that he's a racist, that he's a rapist. All of these just absolute defamation of character, flat out lies. But that's all they have because they don't have solutions. So it is a stupid question, but of course he doesn't want to hurt anything. But sometimes in order to make something better, any parent knows this who has healthy boundaries with their children. It's tough in the short term, right? Meaning your kid might throw a temper tantrum in the short term when you tell them no, when you set up a boundary, but in the long term, they won't end up being a raving narcissist, right? Egomaniac, because they'll understand healthy boundaries.
The market, at some point you're unwilling to tolerate this idea of a Trump put. Is there a threshold?
I think your question is so stupid. I mean, I think it's I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something. And we have such a horrible, we have been treated so badly by other countries because we had stupid leadership that allowed this to happen. They took our businesses, they took our money, they took our jobs, they moved it to Mexico, they moved it to Canada, they moved a lot of it to China, and it's not sustainable. We're not going to do it. Now we have hundreds of billions of dollars is pouring into our country on a monthly basis. It's pouring, it's already started because I put tariffs on. And eventually it's going to straighten out and our country will be solid and strong again.
Elon Musk has said he hopes for zero tariffs between the U.S. and Europe. Is that a place you'd like to also get to?
Well, the problem is that Europe has made a fortune with us. You know, Europe also has had a tremendous surplus with the United States. Europe has treated us, it's a little smaller, but they've treated us very, very badly. China has, but Europe has also. Europe has been very, very bad to us. Europe has taken our leaders for a ride. They don't take our cars. They don't take our food products. They don't take anything. And we take their cars, Mercedes, Volkswagen, BMW. You know, we take their millions of cars. They take no cars. They don't take our farm product. They don't take anything. Europe's treated us very badly. We put a big tariff on Europe. They are coming to the table. They want to talk. But there's no talk unless they pay us a lot of money on a yearly basis. Number one for present, but also for past. Because they've taken a lot of our wealth away, and we're not going to allow it to happen.
The other thing that's so great about Trump is that he's willing to be disliked. He's willing to be disliked for the greater good of America. There is no reason why we should be getting any farm products from China, especially from Mexico. I'm sorry, there are other products that we can get, but we have agriculture here. But the problem is we've been shutting it down, and now China owns a lot of our farmland, but that's a whole other rabbit hole. If you want to see a video I did on that, look at the farming video that I did a few months back. It's absolutely mind-blowing when you actually hear from real farmers and ranchers who've been going through the catastrophic devastation of the Biden administration, and they're thrilled to bring food back. If you don't have produce, if you don't have food and water, which is what they've been trying to shut down at its core, food and water, right? And then all the other products. But that's what a lot of people don't understand, even some Republicans, right? They just don't understand how this works because they've never had these healthy, positive boundaries in place, I guess, is what we're really learning.
Have you talked to any tech leaders over the weekend about the tariffs?
Yeah, I talked to the biggest in the world. I talked to the biggest of them all. Many of them, but I've talked to, I would say 4 or 5 that are considered the biggest. They don't, you know what they said? We don't blame you. The whole thing is crazy. And I got elected on that basis. We explained it. You know, the American people understand it a lot better than the media, but the media understands it.
That's absolutely right. The American people understand it a lot better than the media does, right? It's just absolute basic brass tacks common sense. We need to bring back fairness. Yes, some people are going to throw temper tantrums in the middle of it, but this is how negotiations go. And Trump is just not scared of that. He's not scared of negotiating. So everybody, if you are scared of this, I really have a great feeling about this. And I think it is working because some people are already releasing that reciprocal. You know, they're saying, oh, we won't tariff then if you don't tariff us. See, we had no negotiation before. We had no way to barter before. But he's like, wait, what do we have here? Oh, wait, you're taxing us, you're tariffing us, and we're not on you. Okay, boom, we have a bargaining chip. It's just clear. It's common sense. He's very, very smart.
And much of the media writes correctly about it, I must say.
And see, that's why a lot of the MSM just hate him, because he commands the room and demands respect. You're on Air Force One. You've been invited here. You're a reporter on the plane. And he even says at the end of this interview, he's like, I hope everybody has a nice plane ride, because this is how he is. And then in the whole thing too, he also points out, you know, that a camera operator is pointing at the back of a reporter's head. He's like, well, you're not going to get any shot. You're pointed at the back of the head. See, this is a good manager. This is a good leader who notices everything. But then when he appoints good leaders, he doesn't micromanage them because he trusts them, because he watches everything all the time. So when he's appointing people, and especially this go round on the second term, he really has a better read and lay of the land. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. But let's watch the lefties losing it on MSNBC, because it almost becomes funny at this point, but it's also really sad. The mental crises in this country has a lot to do with mainstream media feeding these lies.
You know, I mean, the problem with no one really caring that the Republican Party stopped functioning as a political party, and then as a consequence, Congress stopped functioning as a separate branch of government, is that you now have a policy that will usher in the political death of the Republican brand, but also do an enormous amount of damage to the American family's purchasing power. How do you help the people that are going to suffer in that middle period, even if the political price is one that is owed to the American people?
Albeit a very dramatic monologue by Nicole Grimace Wallace, none of that was true. It does not inhibit our buying power. It's going to, again, bring infrastructure, bring business back to America. It's going to encourage businesses to do business here, to create more products here, which creates more freedom here. Wallace, in that unhinged monologue, it's just not true.
I mean, I think that is such an important question, and we should not lose sight of the fact that there are millions of American families today just very worried about their economic future. They are scared of what is happening. They are hurting. People have.
No, we were scared. We have been hurting. We're still hurting because Trump has only been president for 2 months. On day one, he doesn't have a magic wand. I mean, no wonder why you guys think you think that. You think that we think that. Nobody thinks that who has common sense. We understand that things take time to implement, period.
Worried about losing their jobs. They're worried about prices going up. They're worried about losing their health care. And, we should.
And because those are all lies that you guys have been saying, they're not going to lose their health care. So just stop lying to them and they won't be so scared. And maybe get curious about how this could work. Act as if you're on our same team, Team America.
We can talk politics all day, but we have to remember at the end of underneath all this is real people who are really, really suffering. And Donald Trump and his allies in Congress are making things worse. I cannot imagine a more toxic policy mix of cutting people's health care, raising their grocery costs, and then using that to pay for tax breaks for rich people.
I know. That was called the Biden administration. It was terrible. It was absolutely, he just ran America into the ground. You literally just summed up the Biden administration. That's not what Trump is doing.
Designed in a lab to be politically toxic. And it's baffling to me from a political standpoint, but I love the question you asked, because we cannot lose sight of the fact that there are real people who are going to suffer from this over the next 18 months. And I genuinely hope that Republicans in Congress take a different tack here. They can. They know what happens when they try to take people's health care away and when they raise prices for everybody in America. They should take a different path here. They still can. It's not too late.
That's why we are taking a different path here. It's called President Trump. I mean, this guy's hilarious. He just described the Biden administration. It's absolutely cuckoo.
David Jolly, the crazy thing is that there is nothing conservative or Republican about this. It is economic destruction to service the ego and the vibes of Donald Trump, the man. It has
the vibes of Donald Trump, the man. It has nothing to do with people. Do you understand America, Nicole Wallace? America is about building things. See, Trump is a builder, so he gets that. He understands business, so he gets that. He understands how to go bankrupt, which is what America is basically almost right now. He knows how to go bankrupt, which people like you make fun of him for, but he's done that many times over and built again and become so successful in many businesses and now the president of the United States. But all they have is hatred for Trump and spinning this to be negative and a lie. That is not what he's doing at all. This is very American to bring American business back to America, Nicole Wallace. It's very American to have American produce by and large. I mean, there are some fruits that we don't have here, right? Really exotic fruits, but for the most part, we have everything here. We definitely have meat here in the United States. We do not need to be getting meat from China, but somebody who's so disconnected to how food is actually made and the bread and butter people in the United States are farmers and ranchers. People who are so disconnected from them will never understand why food costs have been high. They don't understand any of this.
Nothing to do with the Republican brand as it's existed ever.
Agriculture has been a part of the American brand forever, Nicole Wallace. Did you know that? Did you know that we've been the breadbasket for the world? Did you know that? Did you know, Nicole Wallace, that we've been able to feed the world? And under the Biden administration, that was slowly shutting down. That's why a lot of farmers and ranchers are like, what? Do people want genocide? We don't understand. If they shut down agriculture, they're shutting down our food production. I get very heated. I got to calm down and be a little more demure. Oh, look at how sad Nicole Wallace looks. I mean, is it hard for her to sling these lies? Does she know that this is a lie? What is going on here? This is ridiculous. Didn't go against the Republican Party. What he did, he's went against politics and he exposed politics. We all know that's the truth, but I'm more curious to know, what do you think? Do you think that they just hate him because he exposed politics, because he didn't play? He was a Democrat and then he turned Republican. And really, he just isn't playing politics. He's playing leader. He's playing businessman. And they don't want a businessman as president. For what reason, I don't know. But we need a businessman who knows how to build and who knows how to get out of debt, who knows how to negotiate, who knows how to hold them, who knows how to fold them, who knows how to walk away, and who knows how to run. Okay? So there you have it. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you found value in this video, please do subscribe. You mean a lot to me, and not just to me, but to voices like yours and mine. Bill Maher had some predictions 10 months ago and they came true. If you want to see that video, watch this.